Here and Now is a beacon of collaboration, of pulling together a disparate range of people and making them all feel like their contribution really matters.
It sees lots of different people coming together from different perspectives, different walks of life. We see the shape and the growth in the participants and everyone involved. It just feels like something to be proud of when we reach the kind of climax of the project.
Music has this amazing ability to sort of tap into people's feelings, so it connects without the need of words, which is sometimes what we can lose with people with dementia.
We also need to remember that they had a life before they had dementia, and it's about talking to them about that past life. It's also understanding that there's still a joy in them.
The addition of Here and Now that we've just had is our first real live project post-pandemic. We've explored about the wonder of life, all the good things in life. One of the things about Here and Now that's always been so important, and I think almost unique in the landscape of work within UK orchestras, is the idea of this broad community of participants. 12 years into this project, we're now doing things that wouldn't have been possible at the start.
I guess I've learned how to interact with loads of different types of people, how to do loads of different skills.
It's so important as an orchestral player to work with young people to open their eyes to another world of music that they might not know. I've really enjoyed working with them. They're really focused, they're really fun, they just exude joy, and they're so great working with everybody on the team.
A friend in need is a friend indeed. Don't take no traitors, don't show no greed. Friendships are not easily broken, because some words just don't need to be spoken.
Projects like Here and Now are very different from what we normally do. I might sit down in the orchestra, open the pad, see Beethoven 5, and I think, well, I know this. But when you're doing a project like Here and Now, you lay yourself open. There's no hiding, you just have to put yourself out there and communicate and take risks.
I would never before have played with an orchestra had I not come to Here and Now, and it's a wonderful opportunity. I mean, some of the musicians are really, really talented, particularly the young ones. They're really talented, and when it brings us all together, it's lovely.
Phil is prolific. He does his artwork every day, and it's all come about because he was introduced to art through Tibbs Dementia Services.
That's right.
When they were running a little art course. And Phil tipped a toe in, and he hasn't really stopped.
You're always searching for what a group can offer, and you're sort of like looking for these little golden nuggets of magical material. There's a pianist who we'd not worked with before from Tibbs, and we've been told he was a very good pianist, but you can't tell him to play, he will just start playing. And there was a moment in the session when, out of the blue, himself alongside Gideon just started playing, and it was magic.
I worked a lot with the younger people. It was quite a challenge for me because we also had to think about the older participants and how they might be able to move around as well. We came to the decision that a lot of the participants would follow the movement, but there were a couple who were more free movers who we decided to highlight.
I changed my perspective on people living with dementia. That's something I didn't expect, to be honest.
It's about a room of people, all of whom have something to offer. And within the show today, we went from the ranges of having Jeff do his Here and Now blues with everyone singing.
Here we are in Bedford, they got the Here and Now blues.
and that wonderful duet between Serena and Karen, the cellist.
For me, working with world-class musicians and for the young people I teach to work with them, and also for Tibbs Dementia, it's a way of them giving back as well to such a large group. And also we've got to remember that the Philharmonia have got a residency here in Bedford, so it's just wonderful that we have got this such close partnership and connection with these musicians. So when you go and see them at the Corn Exchange, you kind of like know them already, so you feel part of the Philharmonia.
It's a funny thing. You don't think your life is going to open up in a way. You feel it closing a little bit, but suddenly you're given this opportunity to be part of something amazing with a real live orchestra, a known orchestra, to perform with them. It's almost like it's such a big positive, you know, so we have to just say thanks.
Absolutely.
Thank you.